Welcome to the weekend edition of National Focus. I'm Kerdisha St.Luce. Coming up, Ecuador and Dominica formalize bilateral relations. CSEC reports improved performance at the 2014 Caribbean Secondary Education CSEC exams, and the 7th Annual Nature Island Literary Festival has been dedicated to Caribbean theater. Stay tuned for details of these and other stories after this.
A lot of bathtubs are blamed for bruises. Some staircases are accused of being responsible for broken bones. Doors are occasionally viewed suspiciously as causing lesions. A high percentage of tables are accused of producing bleeding or trauma. Violence against women is a crime, and it's everyone's responsibility. It's inexcusable. If you're a victim or witness of physical or psychological violence or abuse, seek help and denounce the perpetrator.
Thanks for staying with us. The Commonwealth of Dominica and the Republic of Ecuador are officially bilateral partners. A delegation from the government of Ecuador, which included Foreign Minister Ricardo Patiño, arrived on island on Thursday, and 2 cooperation agreements were signed. Minister Patiño met with Honorable Reginald Austri, Minister for Lands, Housing, Settlements and Water Resource Management, who represented Dominica's Prime Minister. Honorable Austri, speaking through an interpreter, stated that Latin America and the Caribbean ought to seek more areas for cooperation. Both ministers agreed that the policies of both countries are similar. The political leaders share the same passion for the elderly, the disabled, youth, and the farming community. The foreign minister was accompanied by Ecuadorian representatives from varying fields including human rights, science and technology, and agriculture, among others. Minister Patiño was insistent that the meeting be more than a formality, but of actual mutual benefit. Banana farming, despite black Sikatoka, was discussed at length.
Nosotros hemos avanzado mucho en nuestro país en el tratamiento de los temas del banano.
We've come very far in our country with in terms of the treatment of bananas.
Y somos uno de los principales exportadores de banano del mundo. Hemos tenido que trabajar mucho para mejorar la productividad y la salud de nuestras plantas.
And we are one of the greatest banana exporters in the world, and we have invested a lot in the care of our plants.
Y decíamos que podríamos tener una delegación acá que trabaje con ustedes para ver en qué medida, si le interesa a Dominica, poder reactivar la producción de banano y encontrar también algunos lugares en donde ustedes podrían ampliar la producción de banano.
And we believe that we could have a delegation here to help you continue producing bananas and helping you find a way to develop that again.
A mission is scheduled to visit Dominica later this month for exchange of information in that area.
We're afraid that we may be losing that crop because of the disease that we're having.
Y tememos que estemos perdiendo nuestro cultivo por la enfermedad.
Many of our farmers have been displaced.
Muchos de nuestros agricultores han sido deslocalizados.
But we believe that we should still continue in banana production, because even if we have challenges on the international market, but we have a very strong regional market for bananas.
Creemos que tenemos que continuar en el mercado del banano, porque de pronto sea difícil a nivel internacional, pero a nivel regional tenemos una posición bastante fuerte.
And our bananas are in demand, but we cannot supply the regional market.
Y nuestras bananas, hay una gran demanda, pero no podemos suplir
because of the low production as a result of the disease.
Porque por causa de la producción baja por la enfermedad.
We're investing very heavily in the procurement of chemicals and treatment for the disease.
Estamos invirtiendo bastante en la investigación para químicos para la enfermedad.
But we would really appreciate some technical cooperation to assist our own technicians in combating the disease.
Pero apreciaríamos mucho la cooperación técnica para poder combatir la enfermedad.
It's something that is very, very immediate, very urgent, and very, very important.
Shrimp farming, a field which Ecuador has mastered, was also proposed as an area for technical cooperation.
We export 200,000 tons of shrimp
Son como $1.000 millones aproximadamente. Hemos desarrollado mucho la producción de camarón en piscinas.
We've really developed the production of shrimp farming.
Y le decíamos al canciller que podría interesarles conocer nuestra experiencia en eso. Puede ser también para ustedes un asunto interesante.
And we told the Prime Minister that maybe you would be interested in knowing about our experience in shrimp farming.
Cuidando, eso sí, del medio ambiente.
Always taking care, of course, of the environment.
The foreign minister revealed that the Republic of Ecuador is currently cultivating 200,000 hectares of shrimp, enough, he said, to share with Dominica for its initial startup, if willing.
A couple of years ago, we experimented with shrimp farming.
Hace algunos años experimentamos con las piscinas de camarón.
We did a few ponds, but I figure that with the investments and with the technical support that was not available, we basically stopped. So I'm very happy that we could begin to.
De cooperación técnica para desarrollar
y financiamiento también.
Sí, financiamiento. Entonces tuvieron que parar.
It's something that we are interested in.
Es algo en lo que nos está.
And I'm sure that we would your technical support in that regard would be highly appreciated.
Minister Patino proposed Ecuadorian investment support in that area. Following the hour-long discussion, cultural tokens were exchanged and the agreements signed.
Today we'll be signing 2 agreements with Ecuador. One will be a memorandum of understanding for the establishment of bilateral consultations between Ecuador and Dominica. The government of Ecuador has submitted the MOU, and this MOU will encourage various forms of cooperation in the areas of economic development, trade, science, technology, culture, information, sports, and tourism. The second agreement that we'll be signing will be a basic technical cooperation agreement between the government of Ecuador and the government of the Commonwealth of Dominica. The proposed bilateral cooperation activities will include exchange of information, training through scheduled visits, internships, scholarships for technical expertise, as well as the organization of seminars and conferences, joint research projects in the area of science and technology, exchange of experts and scientists, exchange of materials needed for the implementation of specific projects, and also any other form of cooperation that is mutually agreed upon by both parties. We are very pleased to have the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Government of Ecuador and the Acting Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica sign these agreements on our behalf.
In other news, the Ministry of Education and Human Resource Development is recording an improvement in performance at the 2014 Caribbean Examination Council (CSEC) Caribbean Secondary Education (CSEC) exams. The overall pass rate grew by 1.5% to 76.1% compared to 74.6% last year. Minister for Education, the Honorable Peter Seja, is extremely pleased with the results and congratulated the students, their schools, and the parents who pushed them throughout the year.
Over the recent past, the government of Dominica has placed focused attention on the provision of quality education with massive investments, not just in infrastructural development, but the corresponding investments in teacher development and training, which ultimately impacts on learning outcomes. This year, we have much to be pleased with. We recorded an overall improved pass rate from 74.6% last year, 2013, to 76.1% this year, 2014.
The results have shown that on average, students have attained passing grades in at least 5 subjects.
If we note the continuous increases from 2012, when Dominica recorded 67.5% pass rate, this, to my mind, stands as proof that from year to year, our schools are working to equip our students with the ability to master their individual subject areas and do well in examinations. I believe that we should all hold on to this positive development as evidence that our teachers, our principals, students, and the Ministry of Education officials are working assiduously to arrest our students' weaknesses. They should also serve as added impetus for continued efforts in this area, as it is clear that our many investments are indeed paying off.
The top performing student, Al Parela of Fonkole, obtained 11 ones and 2 twos in the examinations. He says that sacrifice and hard work definitely makes the difference.
I would like to give the message to upcoming students that they have to put the preparation in. They'll have to be determined. If you want to get your grades, or if you want to get good results, you have to put the time in, you have to put the sacrifice in, and you'll reap success.
Parela aims to become a software engineer specializing in operating systems. Other top performers included Kylie Benjamin, Tiffany Johnson, and Toya Vital of the Convent High School, all with 10 ones. In other news, the 7th annual Nature Island Literary Festival, which began on August 7th, was this year dedicated to Caribbean theater. The theme also recognizes the significant role Caribbean theater has played in social change and cultural advancement in the Caribbean. One of the events which highlighted the festival is the production of The Ruler, a play written by event coordinator Alwyn Bully. In an exclusive interview with GIS News, Bully revealed that the incorporation of The Ruler coincided with the theme of the festival.
This year we are looking at theater. This year is the 450th anniversary of the birth of William Shakespeare. And Shakespeare, as you know, was the world's greatest playwright. He wrote other forms of creative writing as well. He used to write sonnets and poems and so forth. But his plays were also written in poetry. Most of the plays were written in poetry. And the fact that he understood humanity and he had a very clear vision for the future and how people interact with each other and how people's psyches work. And the fact that his work has influenced so many people all over the world, that we said, well, let us dedicate the festival to William Shakespeare's 450th anniversary, but at the same time to celebrate Caribbean playwrights and Caribbean plays and Caribbean theater. So that's why on the poster we have Shakespeare with a Madras head tie. So we're saying, well, he's also part of our history and our culture. But we also had 6 major playwrights around him.
According to Bully, the festival has seen a great strides in its development over the years.
This is the 7th annual literary festival, and I think we've been growing from strength to strength. We started off rather small, but from the very first day, first festival, we had important writers, such as Derek Walcott in our very first festival. And that set the tone, because other writers, when they heard that Derek Walcott was here, wanted to be here as well. They recognized the level of the festival that we were presenting. And so we got writers, novelists, and so forth, who were able to find their way here, sometimes at great difficulty, coming from the States or coming from Canada and other parts of the world. Many of them agreed to pay half their fare, or sometimes their whole fare, because they just wanted to be here, and knowing that we're doing something in a small island, knowing that the economy is not very good, but supporting us, in other words, and saying, yes, we're prepared to support you because what you're doing is good and it's right for the young people, for the people in general. So we've been fortunate to have writers, friends, and other persons who are interested in writing, supporting the festival from a distance.
He also noted that tourism plays a vital role in the festival's success.
What we really need to try to do is to increase the number of visitors who come to the island for the festival, because like it's done with, say, Creole Music Festival or the Creole and Jazz, or even the Independence Festival, or any festival that is supported by the Discover Dominica Authority. They want to know that it is working hand in hand with tourism. So it's cultural tourism, so to speak, is on their agenda. So we get some support from them. As far as the general public is concerned, I still would think that we'd need a lot more support from the audiences in terms of attendance.
The event coordinator went on to describe the final activities of the festival.
On Friday and Saturday night, we have repeat performances of the ruler at the Arawak. And then on Sunday, there's a commemorative walk from Hillsborough Estate to Roseau. And the reason why we're doing that is all this week we have been running a writer's workshop by a British writer who has an interest in Hillsborough Estate, because he has a series running on BBC television right now, which is based on a cotton mill. And the owners of the cotton mill were the owners of Hillsborough Estate. So on Sunday we'll be doing that commemorative walk, and we're inviting everybody to join us. It's just from Hillsborough to Roseau. It takes about 3 hours, and we'll have little refreshments and a little commemorative presentation when we get to Roseau. And then our very final event will be the presentation of Hamlet, Prince of Denmark by a British company. It's called the Shakespeare Globe Theatre Company. And that will be at the Arawak on September 6th at 8 o'clock. And we're inviting everybody to come out.
The event coordinator made note that the Children's Festival, which was cancelled due to inclement weather, has been rescheduled for September, and the new date will be announced soon. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Helen Royer, says that Chinese support to Dominica in the field of medicine is exactly what Dominica needs at this time.
We do not have the capacity to take care of all our health problems in Dominica, and especially as we speak about ophthalmology, we have one consultant, and that is Dr. Shillingford, and she has to be doing every single thing you could think of. So you can well understand while she's working tirelessly to ensure that she takes care of everybody who has a problem with the eye, she's just one person. And having this support, I think it can go a long way, because we know cataract, the implications of cataract. And she has those persons that she has, for a while, they have been waiting to have their surgery. So I think it is very useful, it is very relevant at this point in time, and we can see it. Maybe if we were to get other missions like this, then we would be better able to respond to the needs of persons with cataract on the island.
Dominica welcomed a 10-man Chinese ophthalmology team on Monday to perform free cataract surgeries for about 95 nationals from August 11th to 22nd, 2014. Roy hinted in her exclusive interview with GIS News that plans are in progress for the implementation of a special eye screening program for schools under the Cuban mission. Once developed, further information will be provided to the general public. And before we leave, an announcement from the Ministry of Education. The Ministry of Education announces the opening of its summer workshops for government school teachers at the Rivers of Living Water Christian Center on Monday, August 25th at 9 a.m. Private school principals and teachers are also welcome to attend the opening ceremony. All government education officers are required to attend the opening ceremony at the Rivers of Living Water Christian Center on Monday, August 25th, and the workshops from Tuesday, August 26th to Thursday, August 28th, 2014. All officers attending the opening ceremony are asked to be seated by 8:45 a.m. And that's the English news. McPherson St.Luce is next with the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non, moi, c'est McPherson St.Luce. Premièrement, le ministre de l'Éducation bien plaisir pour annoncer le résultat de l'examination CSEC l'année 2014. Officier ministre l'a annoncé ce résultat là pendant la conférence média bon matin là. Officier évaluation Nicolas Goldberg présentait l'évaluation manière étudiant fait un examen là pendant le ministre de l'Éducation Honorable Peter Saint-Jean délivré bon l'adresse qui a concerné examination là et puis éducation en général.
Résultat CSEC examen qui c'est peuple là qui écrit examen là qui a fait autant meilleur passé l'année passée. L'année passée ça c'est 2013 nous tenons 74,6% des enfants qui passaient l'examen là. Et l'année ça là nous avons 76,1%. Ça veut dire que généralement ces enfants-là, ces mamans-là, ils ont fait meilleur en l'examen là, passé l'année passée et aussi 2012. Mais il est bien important pour nous observer aussi, puisque plusieurs fois où j'attends moins et ministre, divers officiers ministres de l'éducation disent que les enfants n'ont pas fait très bien en mathématiques. Mais l'année là, nous voyons que c'est maman là qui écrit l'examen là, ils ont fait bien en mathématiques. Nous avons que 50,8 enfants qui écrivent l'examen là, ils ont tapé, qui ont passé l'examen en mathématiques. Et aussi, il est important pour nous observer que ça c'est la première fois depuis l'année 2000 que les enfants nous ont fait tellement bien en mathématiques.
Quand même, ministre Saint-Jean fait parole de satisfaction pour le résultat de l'année 2014.
On a changé qui presque 3 années qui passées, nous lancer ça, nous avons créé Deep Project, ça c'est Dominica Education Enhancement Project. Et pour ça là, nous devons mettre l'attention à les développer teachers là qui ont délivré en classe là. Là nous voyons plusieurs teachers étudier en différents sujets et aussi nous mettons l'attention à les mathématiques et ça nous a créé TechVox, ça c'est là nous avons éduqué les enfants en skill. Et nous avons créé que ces musiciens qui nous apprennent et aussi les différents musiciens nous apprennent petite l'école, grande école, l'école secondaire, l'école primaire et nous avons créé toutes ces bitins actuellement qui aident nous pour aider ces enfants là pour faire meilleur.
En autre nouvelle, les gens qui ont mené produits dans le pays là, dans l'autre pays, c'est pour taper en licence au département quarantine. Si le chef du département Mervin Ansem est en place pour ça, alors on manière empêcher mauvaise maladie dans le pays là.
Nous avons dit que nous avons habité avec l'autre pays pour dire que ces gens qui ont règle Dominique, comment ces bagages ça montre pour travailler avec nous, pour nous pêcher ces maladies ça rentrer. Parce que nous-mêmes, nous règles comment ces bagages là rentrer. So, nous pouvons venir acheter permis et faire une application pour un permis. Pas ni mener bagages dans le pays, nous pouvons faire une application, nous pouvons garder l'application, nous pouvons faire ça, un risk assessment, nous pouvons garder qui risque bagages là si nous menons avec comment nous ça mener. So encore, il faut travailler avec nous avant de mener les bagages dans le pays. So encore, si vous travaillez avec la quarantaine, nous pouvons faire les bagages là comme il supposé et nous pouvons pêcher les maladies en Dominique.
En d'autres nouvelles, ministre de l'Employment, Honorable Dr. John Colin McIntyre, qui a fait parole qui National Employment Program, déjà créé à peu près 800 travail, ça c'est jobs, pour jeunes gens à pays là. C'est le ministre McIntyre. Programme celle-là qui voit yon de moun employés permanents, ça c'est yon tapé travail. Yon l'occasion, ministre McIntyre a mentionné moun professionnel, montrer habilité à yo en bas programme là, c'est pour tourner ces jeunes là, c'est en affaires touristes et puis santé, bagay qui a bénéficié plaisir ministre gouvernement. Gouvernement a aussi bas soulagement pour secteur privé, tien moun yon employé en bas programme là. Le gouvernement Venezuela a fait allocation 7 millions de dollars pour le programme là, 3 millions de dollars déjà dépensés. L'argent en budget 2014-2015 a aussi sorti pour le programme là. Finalement, le département statistique a collaboré et puis d'autres ministères et puis agences pour Archive Database Dominique. Parole celle-là sorti au chef du département statistique Dominique, Madame Prima Carrette.
Nous avons collaboré avec différents départements, tout département Dominique. Et puis parce que nous, le pays a une bonne information, bon report. Mais après 10 ans, 15 ans, ou pas qu'à voir ces reports ça là encore. On ne peut dire, mais il tenait un report là, il tenait personne ne passe à mettre les meilleurs à ce report ça là. Nous avons regardé tout ministère, toute agence Dominique, qui est privé, qui est public, et nous avons acheté tout report, particulier national report, pour mettre en archive ça là, pour mettre dans database ça là. Et tout le monde avant nous avons tête nous pour acheter un report, nous avons allé là pour voir si report ça là.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole pour à présent. Non moins, c'est McPherson St.Luce. Ni un bon week-end. Au revoir.
Coming up next, tips for a successful job interview.
An unwelcomed visitor has entered our island and is seeking to cause havoc. The giant African snail may move slowly, but it rapidly destroys all in its path. Left unchecked, it can devastate our agriculture. Our farming community is at risk. In large numbers, they are unsightly. Because they may also carry a disease which affects humans, our tourism industry is threatened. If this snail is allowed to become established in our land, the consequences are frightening. We all have a part to play to make our land free from this pest. Crush the giant African snail now.
DOWASCO recognizes that clean water is vital to healthy living. Therefore, it spares no effort in providing a clean, safe, and reliable system. Help keep our rivers safe and clean. Do not cut trees along the river banks and do not pollute with garbage, human or animal feces, and chemicals. Think water, think life.
Here are job interview tips to help prepare you to interview effectively. Tip 1. Practice answering interview questions and practice your responses to the typical job interview questions and answers most employers ask. Tip 2. Prepare a response so you are ready for the question, what do you know about this company? Know the interviewer's name and use it during the job interview. Tip 3. Get ready. Make sure your interview attire is neat, tidy, and appropriate for the type of firm you are interviewing with. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm Kerdisha St.Luce. Thanks for watching and join us again next time on National Focus.